Okay, this is called Bad Horsie for Sale, and this is a story I really needed to listen to, and it's very important. Thank you very much. So, the upper classes, the British upper classes, and they're killing the middle and working classes. Now, the British upper classes engaged, they are Zelensky. Right now, they're also selling poison out there. Not only are they attacking Russia and America, Sweden, Italy, France, Spain, Ireland, so they're also selling a poison, Zelensky is, en masse by the way. A poison that disables you so much that you'll never work again. Okay, this is Zelensky is the face of that poisoning. Now, that poisoning is done by pharmaceutical, and they're selling a hair growth product in the pharmacy that is spiked with horsetail. Horsetail is an aphrodisiac about 3 or 4 times stronger than Viagra, and when you take it, you'll have such a strong sex drive. And then what they do is Zelensky then steals your money and then calls you out in sex blames. So that's his war. It's this poisoning they're doing, and they've been doing this for literally decades and decades and decades. And the product out there with horsetail in it is called Neurokin and is sold at Boots in England and also sold in America. And then it's also expressed a very old horsetail sex herb used by witches, homosexuals, is seen in the Devonshire Hills, and also is the Eiffel and Blackpool Tower and all the skyscrapers in America. So the gays are attacking by selling this horsetail, and then now there's Zelensky, and they're killing the Russians. So the British people are actually supporting Zelensky. Alright, they're supporting this witchcraft and witch poisoning done by black magic people, and it's a sex aphrodisiac, right? And it literally destroys your life. So now Zelensky also is Toys R Us, the company Toys R Us, and he means sex toys, turning them into sex toys. How? Well, they're going to be using this sex poisoning, the Eiffel Tower and the Blackpool Tower, to poison the kids with. That's what Toys R Us is all about. Toys, sex toys. Zelensky is a poisoner, a sex poisoner. He's selling something 5 times stronger than Viagra called horsetail, spiked into Neurokin hair growth product sold in chemists up and down the country that disables you for the rest of your life. There is no complaint system. It's all thrown out. It's a war against the middle and working classes. So when the British people are supporting Zelensky, well, anybody supporting the British and middle working classes and also the Russians that are under attack, well, they can now take British people as hostages and treat them likewise. Certainly Zelensky is a sex poisoner, and then he's creating sex toys, right? And he's selling that en masse, and it disables you for the rest of your life with a permanent aphrodisiac. It is. So now it's McDonald's that are Zelensky as well, right? And all the British people are supporting and funding Zelensky, who is a poisoner. So anybody against that injustice and theftery of banks and all the money in everybody's possessions due to the sex poisoning, anybody against that, well, you're with Russia, because Russia's against that, right? Russia's against this poisoning and the injustice that's going on, and that's why they're getting attacked. So anybody and British are supporting Zelensky. So anybody support against this system that is killing us, a witchcraft system by homosexuals, anyone against that can take British people who are Zelensky and treat them likewise and sex poison them. See how they like it. Just a few of those pills, five out of a packet of 45 pills. Just 5 of those pills will permanently give them a sex drive more than Viagra for the rest of their life. It's an illegal poison. Okay, so now people who are against Zelensky are supporting Russia to take British people as hostages and take them in as sex slaves and see how they like it. Because Zelensky is selling this sex poison all over Britain, all over Ireland, all over America, and all over Europe, and it's in Russia too. It's expressed in the Eiffel and Blackpool Tower. We're talking about a product 5 times stronger than Viagra, sold secretly by the gay communities, the upper classes. They are also the banks, hotel managers, and pub landlords. They're selling this sex poisoning and they know what they're doing. They've named their pub Weatherspoons. Weatherspoons. You see, they're selling a sex poison, then they're calling you spoons, and then they're going to war with everyone. So anyone against this system, which is anti-British by the way, Weatherspoons is anti-British, it's Central Africa, anyone against that can take British people who are supporting Zelensky and sex poisoning and then sex poison them themselves and see how they like it. So the EU, which has got Zelensky now, they are selling this sex poison right across Europe, and then they're also the Law Society, and they're written the book for vigilantism. So they're selling this poison, sex poison aphrodisiac, very strong, right? No complaint system, and they're selling it to millions of people, and then they're sending out and importing millions of immigrants, vigilantes, and those suffering victims of sex poisoning. They don't mix at all. Okay, it's a blood fest that's going to be there. That's all organised by Zelensky. Right, and he's also attacking Russia, killing Russians for no reason at all. He's a sex poisoner. That's his biggest crime. People don't talk about it. Okay, it's expressed in the Eiffel and Blackpool Tower. They're also referring and built by a witches group that are also the shipping industry. The shipping industry, their spare parts built those towers, right? And then at the top of those towers are bird cages, right? Bird cages for the women. So the men get sex poisoned by the gays, imprisoned, money taken, and the women kept in cages, and then forced to mix with the Africans is the agenda of the sex poisoner, Zelensky. So if you're against that, take British people and incarcerate them and treat them likewise, because the British right now are funding Zelensky with over 400 billion of our money. A sex poisoner, his biggest crime, over and out. So you can see with Zelensky, that is a gay paedophiles group with his company Toys R Us. It's actually owned by the EU and the British upper classes that created and funded Zelensky. Toys R Us. Well, of course, he's some kind of a paedophile, Zelensky himself. A gay paedophile, that is. Well, we know who he is. And then he's planning to turn all his victims. Toys R Us is a kids' toys group company. He wants to turn the kids into sex toys using his sex poison that is his biggest crime right now in Europe. Always has been for quite a long time. He's been selling a horsetail in Europe for over 100 years. Right? And then it's upset people. People like Hitler got upset by this. right? He objected to the sex poisoner, and gave people a chance and a chance in life. He spoke for the middle and working classes. Zelensky is definitely the upper classes, hates the middle and working classes. Zelensky is those towers, Eiffel and Blackpool Tower, with the bird cages at the top. He plans to cage the women. He's absolute filth. And if you support him, like the British essentially are supporting Zelensky, so now British people can be incarcerated and treated likewise, because the sex poisoner and the British are off the scale criminals. How dare they poison all of America, all of Britain, all of Europe like that, and Russia too, and then go to war with them in a bloodfest because they're blood hungry homosexuals. So the towers there, you can see, doesn't support British women at all. Look at them stuck in cages right there. That's a real life agenda that's still going on right now. Zelensky's plans end in women in cages. It's really going to affect British women, that is. It always has affected British women long before Zelensky came along. So British women are very under attack by Zelensky, and sadly the British are funding Zelensky billions of taxpayers' money. The men are. Right, so the British women are urgently needed to take in British, incarcerate them, and sex poison them, just as the Eiffel Towers are doing and ruining Britain. Actually, they're Central Africa and the homosexual communities. So it's a very bloodthirsty homosexual community doing that, running those towers, the witches, right? They're at war with all the countries right now. They're at war with Russia, Israel. They want to go to war with Spain, Italy. They're already at war with Italy. They want to go to war with Sweden, Ireland, and America is very much under current war to attack them with a range of hardcore drugs that have flooded America with fentanyl. And all of this is the Eiffel Towers again, and Zelensky, a sex poisoner, also in the pharmacy industry, created fentanyl produced in China, but then actually commissioned by the Zelensky. The British upper classes in the EU have commissioned fentanyl right across America. And then also EU is South America, and then now they're flooding America with immigrants from the south border there. Actually, all of that is the EU too, mostly funded by the EU, which is the richer end of the power there of South America. Right, so Zelensky is a sex poisoner right across the world, right, and that's his biggest crime. Right, so now the British women are very under attack by that sex poisoning. Look where they're going to end up. Okay, when are you going to take revenge, British women? You see, your enemy are walking all around you. They're funding Zelensky. That sees your downfall at a high, rapid rate. You have no respect at all. All the English values are gone. When Zelensky takes over, it's Central Africa, and they're going to enslave the white people if you're not careful. Alright, so now the British women, to incarcerate other British people, treat them likewise. They're selling this sex poisoning all over the UK to millions of people over the years, and that leaves people disabled with a permanent sex drive. So people to take these people in and treat them as sex toys. Okay, now so the people selling this Neurokin horsetail product, hair growth product, is actually McDonald's, and they're selling it to millions of people because it incarcerates you. And they're also Zelensky. They also all own all the schools. They are Toys R Us, for fuck's sake. They're all the colleges, pubs, all the nightclubs, all the hotels, all the seaside amusements, all owned by Weatherspoons. They are selling this horsetail. It's an aphrodisiac 5 times stronger than Viagra. It's permanent, right? And it makes sex toys, and then they plan to rip your money off you. So in hindsight, the British women have had enough of this. This is an incarceration to the whole country, let alone to the British women. And then they can take in, punish the enemy that are all around them. Those that support Zelensky, the sex poisoner. The upper classes from Britain is Zelensky. The upper classes in Britain killing the middle and working classes are Gusto. Now we're suffering high cost of living and all the benefit cuts. All of that is Zelensky and the British upper classes. So, and they own McDonald's and all the corporations and all the train services and the schools and clubs and pubs and the amusement areas, seaside areas. So this is all Zelensky, right? The sex poisoner. How dare he? That stuff disables you for the rest of your life. You'll never work again. How dare they sell that stuff en masse to everyone in the public so they can kill the middle and working classes in Britain? Who the hell would support a creep like that? Well, Britain upper classes are giving British money, 400 billion to Zelensky. So now British women to take British people and incarcerate them, sex poison them and sell them as sex toys. Over and out. So for girls all ages in Britain to get British people, incarcerate them, put them on a leash, they're your sex toy and you sell them and make money. You're making money because the upper classes have taken the money away with high cost of living and all the benefit cuts and all the deprivation that's caused and the asinine behaviour that the upper classes are running the schools that are literally a torture system and awful places.